I hope you are fine. I'm sharing this video with you, which will help you revise the concepts of Chapter 1 of your computer textbook, that is Input, Output, and Storage Devices. I'll be dividing the entire chapter into two parts, Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 will be covering these 5 topics: computer system, IPO cycle, devices attached to the computer, input devices, and processing device. In the second part, we will be covering these 4 topics: output devices, memory units, types of memory, and storage devices. So this is part 1 that you are currently viewing. So let's start the recap. Computer system. We all know that computer is an electronic device that accepts data and instructions given by the user, processes them accordingly, and gives meaningful results. The next topic is working cycle of a computer. We know that a computer system performs 3 basic functions, which are input, processing, and output, and we call this cycle as an IPO cycle. For example, if I give you a question to solve, so my question will become an input for you. You will start solving that question, so that is called as processing, and finally you get the answer for that question, which is called as output. So the entire process is known as IPO cycle. To understand the IPO cycle, we need to know about the different parts or the different devices which are attached to the computer. If I share this image with you, what would be your reaction? You'll be confused? Is this fine? Okay. So a computer system is made up of 4 types of devices. They are input device, processing device, output device, and storage device. These devices are connected to each other with the help of wires, and a computer performs various tasks with the help of these devices. So first is input device. It is the device through which we enter data and instructions into the computer. It is also called as pointing device. Processing device. This is a device that processes and stores the information and sends the result to the output devices. It is also known as the system unit. Next is output device. It is the device that is used to display the data that we enter into a computer, and it also shows us the result that we get after processing. Next, the storage device. This is a device which helps us in storing the data permanently, and we retrieve this data from these devices whenever needed. Now we are going to learn about the commonly used input devices. So in this category, the first one is keyboard. We all know that a keyboard is used to enter data and instructions into the computer by typing. And a standard keyboard has 104 keys, which are divided into 4 groups. They are the typing keys, function keys, navigation keys, and control keys. And you all know the function of these keys. Mouse. It is a handheld pointing device with 2 buttons and a scroll wheel. It has different functions like controlling the movement of a pointer, selecting the objects, opening files and folders, and drawing pictures. Microphone is an input device which is used to record voice, music, and sound into the computer system, and this is done with the help of the sound card which is already installed in the computer. The next input device is the touchpad. Have you seen this before? Yes, on your laptop. It is used in place of a mouse. It is a very sensitive pad and the function is exactly that of a mouse. Touchscreen. Touchscreen is a computer screen which is sensitive to touch. We can select the objects directly by touching it with our fingers. And I'm very sure you know how it is used as you are using your tabs, iPads, and your parents' mobile phones. Light pen. A light pen is a pen-like pointing device. It is used to select objects. And in function, it is very similar to a mouse, except that it allows the users to draw directly while they are pointing to the objects displayed on the screen. Scanner. It is a device that reads the text or pictures printed on a paper and sends it into your computer system. We generally use it when we have to save soft copies of important documents. Digital camera. We all know that a digital camera is used to click photographs and record videos, and these are stored in the memory chip inside the camera. Later on, using a USB cable, the data from a digital camera is transferred to the computer and stored. Web camera. It is an input device connected to the computer for capturing images and videos. And I'm very sure that you might have used it for having live chats with your friends and relatives. So this brings us to the end of the topic, examples of input devices. We are moving on to the next topic, that is the processing device. Processing device. Central processing unit. We know that the computer has a processing device which is known as the CPU. CPU is known as the brain of the computer, where it processes and stores the information, performs calculations, and sends the result to the output devices. Therefore, it is also known as system unit. Through this diagram, I'll be explaining you the different parts of a CPU. It is very much clear from the flow diagram that the input devices are attached to the CPU, and from the other end, the output devices are also attached. So we have learned till now that we send the data and instructions into the CPU using the input devices. The CPU does all kinds of calculation and processing of the data, and the information is then sent to the output devices. Now when we look into the diagram of the CPU, we can see that the CPU is divided into three parts. And these three parts are the control unit, which in short is known as CU. The next is the arithmetic and logical unit, which is known as ALU. And the third part is the memory unit, which is also called as MU. Now looking into the function of these things, control unit, as the name says, it controls or manages all the operations of a computer. The next unit is the arithmetic and logic unit. It performs all kinds of arithmetic calculations and logical operations. Now, what is arithmetic calculations? The calculations that you do, like the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And logical operations means comparison. When you're comparing two numbers, whether it is less than or greater than or equal to, so in computer language, it is called as the logical operations. The last part of the CPU is the memory unit. The unit stores information, depends, like it can be stored there for a temporary period of time or permanently, depending on our need. This brings us to the end of part 1, and I hope the concepts are very much clear now. Thank you and stay safe.